The alleged Parliament arsonist Zandile Mafe will remain in police custody until next week, Friday. He appeared at the Cape Town Regional Court earlier to make another bid for bail. This after his lawyers argued he was denied this opportunity not once but twice. Mafe's defence challenged in court his referral for 30-day psychiatric observation. He was then released from Valkenburg Hospital and incarcerated at Pollsmoor Prison. Mafe says the state should not fear that he'll run away if granted bail. eNCA's Ayesha Ismail is following this story for us, and she joins us live now. Ayesha, if you can, give us a sense of the arguments from both the state and Mafe's defence.
Hanele, I'm now joined by the National Prosecuting Authority's Eric Zandile, who's going to tell us where the state stands at the moment with this case.
It's been a long day. We put our case in the court, we opposed the application, and we put a couple of valid points in opposition, where we indicated that it was not in the interest of justice for him to be released. He's a danger to society, he's a danger to himself. I mean, how do you ban Parliament while you are still inside yourself? That if he's released on bail, it would cause an uproar in society, because there was a shock when Parliament was burned down. And we also introduced, as part of arguments, the affidavit of the investigating officer, which was read in court. I'm sure most people have heard throughout South Africa because the proceedings were live, where it outlines the reasons which he confessed to on why he wanted to ban Parliament, which include that Parliament was not working for people like him who are suffering. Also, he made demands that South Africa must release Janus Walus on the 11th of February, which is the same day that former President Mandela was released. He also made a demand that all the poor people must be given a monthly grant of 1,500. We also argued that the defense has failed dismally, because the defense has the onus to deduce and show that the accused deserve to be released on bail, as in terms of Schedule 6. And they failed to do that. All the reasons they gave were just like normal reasons. Being unemployed, poor, owns a fridge, watches DSTV and so on. There was nothing exceptional in what he asked for. So we hope that when it comes for next Friday, that he will be denied bail. We do have a very strong case against the accused, as we've indicated. And also, I mean, we outlined our case, starting from on the day the accused did this incident, where he bought petrol at a garage in Belleville, and then he traveled to town. It was there in the affidavit where he also pointed out how he entered the Parliament building, and what also he did inside the building. Yeah.
The state was going to present video footage in court today to prove the strength of its case, but the magistrate denied this.
Yes, that was part of a bigger picture of the bigger evidence that we have against the accused, of the bigger ammunition we have against the accused in terms of this bail application. We argued that that video must show, it was going to show the strength of our case. Unfortunately, the magistrate saw differently. It's not a dent, it's not a train smash. We understand also, we accept the decision of the court, but we argued enough to show that the accused does not deserve to be released on bail. And one of the reasons to show that he failed to show a exceptional circumstances. If you listen to his responses, he even refused to respond to questions on his own affidavit. You bring an affidavit to court, you ask the court to release you on bail on this affidavit. These are the reasons that you give the court. But when you are asked about the reasons that you are giving, your own affidavit, what you say yourself, this is what I want you to release me on. When you ask about it, you refuse to answer.
Okay, then just clarify to us, the state obviously has made some ruling regarding the confession at the end, the so-called confession, which the defense contested all along, because they say it's not admissible, and also it might prejudice the merits of the case.
Look, all I know, what was objected to successfully was the issue of the video. To me, to speak about the opposition to the confession, it is academic. Like I said, that this was flighted live in South Africa. And what was read from the affidavit of the investigating officer, speaking about what the accused confessed to. You can't, at the end of the proceedings, say, you are banning, you are stopping everything that was said. It's already there. Everybody has heard about it. You know, I don't think it will add value to try and stop that.
Are you still looking for more people to add to join Zandile Mafe in the dock?
Okay, as part of the investigating officer's affidavit, he mentions that the investigation is not finalized yet. They're still going through, analyzing his phone. One of the things to check whether he was alone or he had other people he was acting with, or who were urging him to be involved. We're also going to be looking at, I think check his clothing to check whether the fuel was in his clothing. Those are still going to come, and yeah, there are about 3 points, but I can't remember the third one.
So you're confident that you have the right man, and you're confident that the state has a strong case?
The state has got a strong case. We don't doubt that. Number two, we don't know Mr. Mafe. We are not in the business of chasing people we don't know to prosecute them. We don't persecute people. We prosecute them based on the evidence at our disposal. The evidence that we have at our disposal points to one person and one person only. That is Zandile Mafe at the moment. The evidence that we have points to him only and nobody else.
Thank you so much for your time.
May we report on what was said in the affidavit of Colonel Thorpe?
I did speak on that, on the affidavit, where he outlined the reasons for why we were opposing, and also why the accused decided to ban Parliament, and why we think it's not in the interest of justice for him to be released. As soon as there are some changes, likely minor changes we're going to make, because the defense also changed their papers today. So there are minor changes that we're going to make on our papers, and we'll share with them tomorrow with you on midday.
That was the National Prosecuting Authority's Eric Zalila talking to us about what happened in court today. Of course, now we'll have to wait until Friday, 11 a.m., when the magistrate will make her ruling as to whether Zandile Mafe will be granted bail.
Thank you very much. Ayesha Ismail coming to us from the Cape Town Regional Court, where bail, the decision on bail has been withheld until next week, Friday. The judge will tell us exactly what's set to happen.